guys, Adam Broussard here. Are you struggling financially? Are you struggling to secure financing for the things that you need? Let me tell you, that's a part of business. In brief, I'm going to share with you what I do. Okay? I'm a business owner. I own multiple businesses. I own real estate as rentals. I fix and flip homes. I own a hardware cookware store. I own a media company. All of these require funding. They need capital. And so, and I'm a licensed broker, and I utilize that for flipping of the houses. All these require capital to run, especially me to earn a living. Now, how do I get capital? One, I work my tail off to try to actually sell and create profit for my companies. Okay, that's a necessity. Now, other than that, securing financing is going to look a few different ways. Let's start off with the flip houses. Flip houses, I use private capital. I went out and I go find people that can lend me money, private investors, to secure them with a mortgage on the house. That way, they are secured in their principal. The interest is also secured. And so when I sell the house and I finish paying them off, they get all their principal and any outstanding interest. Now, in the hardware cookware store, I negotiated a deal with the previous owner and the seller, where he wanted to finance it. So I leveraged equity I had in a rent house through a private lender. A house that I am going to sell. It's on the market. It's pending right now for the down payment money, and put the down payment down, bought the store, and now I own the store, me and a partner. You have to go search for capital and exhaust every effort. So once we started owning the store, for example, and we needed more financing to do something, to just for inventory, to pay down some bills, to pay back down payment, all that kind of stuff. Well, now I have to go look at online lenders, okay? Line of credits, merchant cash advance, which is not, it's the highest interest you ever going to pay in your life. Those MCAs, they're easy to get, very difficult to want to get. Mentally, you don't want to get them. But if you've got a bigger plan, and this is the only option with that, that's the case. Especially if you 1 year or less in business and you needed to help beef up, in this case, inventory or whatnot. So you have to look at it all kind of different ways. And most people won't ever tell you about MCAs because they're high interest or they're embarrassed to do it. But guess what? These MCA companies, there's a bunch of them and a lot of them in business. You know why? Because a lot of people use them. And if you use them for the short term, or if you use them to go from plan A to plan B, not changing businesses, but just like, working down the structure of whatever you want to have done, then it's not terrible. It's just very high interest. And if you can continue to increase your sales, you see that the sales are increasing, then you can go ahead and use them. But through experience, personally, in my companies, you can utilize them, and it can also be the biggest thorn in your side. So, be very careful. But line of credits are good, especially if you have real estate. But here recently, the store got a line of credit just based off of sales and being in 1 year, officially 1 year in business. And we did it through, so we have QuickBooks Online. QuickBooks Online ties into your financials, into possible lenders. And that's really how it happened. It's like they saw the books, and they were able to make a decision based off of that and give us a little line of credit, which is way, I mean, like tremendously less interest, hardly nothing, versus the MCA. And so, long story short, though, you have to continue to exhaust every option. Part of my biggest job is sales and financing, and so that's what I'm always working on, and it comes from all kind of different ways. Literally, you just never know what situation you're in, and or what somebody else seemingly, and you can start Googling, financing options, and you can come up with all kind of different ways, and there's hundreds of different places. You will start going down the rabbit hole of people wanting to pull your credit score. Now, we live in 2025 that people can do soft pulls. Go with the soft pulls first. That way you're not beating up your credit on the hard pulls. But if you've got great credit or whatnot, you ought to be able to pick up some financing pretty quickly, or some sort of credit card if you need the credit card route. And it all depends on what type of business. I have a retail business, and like I said, a real estate. Real estate is historically hard to get stuff outside of banks. But I have gotten successfully MCAs off of real estate. I've gotten line of credits off of real estate. I've gotten private capital off of real estate. So it's just an alternative, different way. And so if you need help or something, or some guidance on what to do or even what not to do, I'm a good example. Reach out to me. Put a message in the comment. But ultimately, it's about how hard you want to hustle for it. This week I'm gonna have to hustle for some capital for the things that I'm doing, and guess what? I'm just gonna go do it. And at the end of the day, something will come from it. Will it be a lot, a little? I don't know. I'm gonna make some plans and go after some things. So I hope you do too. Have a good Sunday.